Tristan Blaufeld here at Phillip Island with E30s, your rookie season. How's it going this weekend?
It's gone pretty good. Qualifying wasn't as good as I'd like, but the first race yesterday went really well. Track was feeling really good, and did a PB. So everything's going well. I've wanted to get in a race car for a little while. Did a bit of research on all the different series that are available, and E30s suits me well. It's nice and economical. Not overpowered cars, but really nice to race. So it's great. Yeah. Definitely come back next year. More prepared, a bit more time next year, hopefully. So, I'll probably spend a bit more time on the car, developing it. And, very excited for next year. I missed the round at Winton this season. Had a baby, so I've got a 5-month-old. But I've done a track day there and it was probably one of the first days I did in this car. And it was pretty awesome. But look, this, Phillip Island's a great racetrack. It's, the surface is amazing, fast flowing. So, it's definitely a good fun. Absolutely.
Is there anyone you want to thank?
Absolutely. All the guys and girls in the E30s, they're awesome. They're really welcoming. Bell Motorsport, they're, for someone like me, no mechanical knowledge, anything like that, really supportive and make it easy to come racing. Everyone involved in the championship's awesome.
Round 4 for the Garagistic BMW's Drivers Cup here at Phillip Island. On board with Jeremy Payne as they launch away from the line. Jory starting to squeeze him over to the right-hand side, Gary.
Yeah, he's the pole setter for this round and looks like he might just get the lead, although Jury's going with him. How much room they give each other down at turn 1 is going to be interesting. On the outside, Jury hangs on. Payne may have just got it. No, he hasn't. It's going to be close going through turn 2. And Jury's going to get the lead away from our pole sitter.
That was a great bit of driving there from Jury. He just held Payne up in the mid-corner there, narrowed the line through turn 1, which gave him the line into turn 2 as we go on board with Simon Schiff. He's looking to the inside there. You can just see in his rear vision mirror all of those cars behind before Payne has sent it down at turn 4, and he's got to the inside at the previously called Honda corner.
Well, he got around the outside.
Yeah.
So it's a bold move. It gives him the inside into Siberia, and he takes the lead away.
Absolutely brilliant driving there, and just sitting in behind is Brian Burke in the Transrock car. So it'll be interesting to see if he can get up there and amongst it as well as we go on board with Shift, who takes a lot of ripple strip on the inside at turn 1.
And loses out to Ash Rogers. So these two look set for a pretty long battle by the looks of things. They're going hard at it at this stage as they go up past the hay shed up towards Lukey Heights and the back part of the circuit down to MG Corner. We're on board now with Jeff Bowles. He goes down the inside of, he tries to go down the inside. He's not quite done it on the Simon Leach BMW.
Ooh, Leach fighting back there. You could just see, Bowles had to take a little bit of
bowled a wide one.
He did, a little bit of evasive action there. I'm not sure that there was any malice in it. It's just the way the two cars moved as they entered Siberia. And just unfortunately for him, a little bit wide as we go back to Cooper, who's having a great battle back here as well. And you can just see that's the Bell Motorsport car of Elwyn Lynn in front.
A lot of Bell Motorsport cars towards in this field.
Yeah, Darryl O'Neill in the yellow and blue car there just in front of Cooper. And these three have not been separated by much all race, actually.
They've been pretty close from the outset. So you go out on to the back part of the track again. These three are fairly close company, and they're all coming out. Look like they're mostly Bell Motorsport entries.
As they get going down. Oh, a little bit of a brake lock up there for Cooper. You could just see he caught the rear of it as it snapped on him, but he's been able to hold on to it down the hill. So good to see the battles amongst those guys there. They're really fighting hard but giving each other plenty of room, which is what it's all about in the Garagistic BMW Drivers Cup. On board with Ryan Carter in the trading garage car, and you can just see a few more fighting in front of him as well.
And here's this battle continues between the 50 and the 55. Shift and Rogers, or Rogers and Shift as it is at the moment.
Rogers has not been able to get away from Simon Schiff here after making that move in the early stages. The Red Rocket Racing car staying right with him. Those Red Rocket Racing cars, immaculately presented vehicles, aren't they? They really turn your eye to follow them when they're on track. He's got good drive there out of the back section of the circuit. It looks like he's going to get into the position down the main straight, which he does, takes the position away, but unfortunately for him, it's going to be second verse again around the outside at turn 1.
Yeah, a bit of slipstreaming going on there, side drafting as well. That sort of helped return to the status quo, you might say.
Exactly. Now Schiff with it all to do yet again. They've got Jesse Bryan just down the road from them, these two. So in some ways, battling is helping Jesse Bryan just keep that gap open as Schiff to the inside at Honda. He's able to get there, but they're going to be side by side to Siberia. And I'm not sure that they're going to be able to get around there. Well, the Schiff's going to be able to get around there, sorry, around the outside. He's working all over the back, though. Look at that, left, right, trying to find a way through.
Meanwhile, here's this battle further back in the field. It's been going on, well, from the start there. We can see the 24 of Jeff Bowles recovering after that indiscretion up at turn 11 earlier in the race. And there he leads from Jessica Bell.
Yep. Jessica Bell's had a pretty good season so far, of course, returning after... I say that and they all have a look at each other down into Honda. Look at that from Bowles. All arms and legs trying to keep the car on straight. Bell takes the position away. Carter sitting in behind. And his, I think, second season of motorsport with the E30 Racing Series. So getting to get involved in some battles now as Schiff is behind them. But out in front, Jeremy Payne's going to come across the line to take what is a comfortable victory at the end. And this battle continues on and they're all over each other. They actually got to Jesse Bryan right at the finish of the race as well. So Jesse Bryan coming under a lot of pressure there right at the end. As we take a look at the results, Jeremy Payne, Alex Jory, Brian Burke, Jesse Bryan and Ashley Rogers rounding out your top 5.
Well, the big news out of race 1 is that we haven't got our race winner. Unfortunately, Jeremy Payne has pulled out of the meeting ill. Oh, and you can see there that Alex Jory didn't really take much advantage out of that and has slipped right back in the field. I believe it's dropped back as far as 10th, as we can see again the 50 and 55 of Rogers and Schiff well at it at the start, and all drama there for Bowles, who's not out of the trouble at all. And how lucky was Rory Plant to be able to pull up and not get into contact with that sideways BMW.
Just looks like a little bit of opening lap skirmish, and unfortunately their Bowles getting sent sideways. Good work from the rest of the field to keep out of it. Really good work from Rory Plant to not collect them there.
Another one goes. Another two go around as they come down into MG corner. So I don't know if there's any sort of drama down there, oil-wise or whatever. But yeah, unfortunately, both those cars around might be just a case of cold tyres and not up to operating temperature.
As Jesse Bryan goes to the lead down the inside there to take the position away on Brian Burke down into Honda, and Brian now looking around the outside at turn 1 to see if he can make it work. So these guys now find themselves in the battle for the lead top spot in this race. But of course, you've got to look further back and see coming back through Alex Jory as well. He's going to be trying to fight after that poor start. So keep an eye out on that orange.
I think he's up to about 6th position already, but certainly a big group to get through in front of him. Look at this. This is this battle up the front, and already you can see Jory.
Oi!
I was going to say making a good moment there, but slipped a bit wide out of turn 4.
He's trying very hard, and Schiff has locked the rear brakes down the hill. That's the third car we've seen do that this race, actually. So maybe there is something down the hill there, or just the cars, they're all pushing so hard they're unsettling themselves over the hill, because of course the camber change as you run down the hill there from over the top of Leaky Heights changes how the car is affected.
Back there we've got the Tristan Borgfelder car, and we see a change of position there with the 55 finally. Schiff being able to make a move on Rogers, did it down at turn 4.
Jory tried to follow him through there and just couldn't quite get there before Rogers shut the door. Now gets past on the run past Hayshed and up over onto Lukey Heights. It's a little wide of the line there, but he's going to be able to get it back to be able to make the apex and get up over the hill comfortably. So that's all worked out for him, and he'll get onto the back of the group in front and just look at the way that he's using the pace of that car to be able to get right onto the back of Schiff and Brian Burke here, and he'll be fighting his way through inside the top 3 in no time, you can guarantee that.
Well, he is the series leader by a comfortable margin. Came into this round with 97 points, and that gives him a lead over Jeff Bowles on 79 and Simon Schiff in third spot on 68 points. That's before this 5th round, so that could all change before this one is over.
As we go down the inside there, Blofeld getting past Jory in the run down to MG. So he's not Jory, sorry, getting past Rory Plant. Alex Jory on board there as he looks to the inside of Burke. So a good battle through down the field as well as Jory continues this march to the front of the field. He's now got Jesse Bryan in front of him, but the laps are ticking away here. So Bryan will be doing all that he can to hold on at the end of this race. Jory's putting in some fast ones to try to close him down, but might not be able to quite get there by the end of this one, you may well think, because he's just going to run out of time as they come to the checkered flag. There he is, chasing Bryan, not quite able to get there for race 2.
Yeah, it's been unfortunate that he had that poor start. Here we can see back in the field as Jeff Bowles comes onto the straight and passes another to get himself up into 6th position, despite some dramas throughout the race.
Yeah, so I think that was Jess Bell who he passed right before the line. So we look at the results. Jesse Bryan, Alex Jory, Simon Schiff, Ashley Rogers and Simon Leach rounding out your top 5 for the E30 Racing Championship, proudly brought to you by Garages.
Paul Schiff, Red Rocket Racing, father-son team. How's the weekend gone?
It's been really good, thanks. Very good qualifying in first race. Second race was eventful. A spin on 2, and I had to avoid an accident down at MG, but ran pretty well. Car's good.
So you were saying earlier that you had some electrical issues, not only this weekend, but also last round at Sandown.
Yeah, correct. The lift pump in the boot, it was blowing a fuse, so we ran a new power line, but I DNF'd on 2 races until we found the real problem. And I actually had a bit of an electrical problem yesterday in scrutineering. It just blew a fuse. Well, we fixed it up by putting a high ampage in, and we'll hope for the best. We're running okay at the moment, so fingers crossed.
This season, this last round obviously, of the Vic State Race Series. Any highlights that you sort of have that come to mind?
Oh, look, yesterday was a fantastic race. There was a group of 4 of us. We were very, very close racing. We were about mid-pack, not quite up with the leaders. Very respectful. We were very, very close. Could easily have touched panels, but no one did. That's what E30 racing is all about. It's good stuff. It's not overly expensive. But when you rub panels, it costs you money.
Obviously, it's a pretty competitive series. There's a lot of drivers, pretty close proximity, and lots of very good racing. Are there any ones that you've been sort of going head to head with throughout the season?
Oh yeah, well Jess Bell, she's very quick. I'm a little bit off her pace, but she'd be my nemesis. And Ryan Carter, we run pretty close together. Unfortunately, my son's a little bit ahead of me, but we'll just call that age. But look, it's nice because out of a field of 16, 17, 18 cars, there's 2 to 3 groups. There's a front running group, mid group, and then the rookies are at the back. And they're all having fun.
Is there any sponsors or people you'd like to thank for, the season?
Yeah, absolutely. We run the Yokohama AO50s. They are a fantastic tyre. You can run those down to belts and still have grip. Garagistic, of course, Liquid Moly. People that prepare my car, unfortunately my son's a little bit too busy to do my car. He concentrates on his. But Southern BM, Jimmy and Andrew do a fantastic job. So does Clive Massell at Makulu Car Storage for towage. There's a lot of people that pitch in. It's a very friendly environment, and we all work well together.
Jess Bell from Bell Motorsport, last round of Victorian State Race Series. How's the weekend been?
Yeah, it's been going really good for us. So far, so good. Had a bit of contact with Jeff in the last race, so I think that's put my alignment out a little bit. So we'll have to have a look at that before the last race today.
So I was talking to Paul Schiff earlier. He described you as one of his main nemesises for the season. Have you had any good battles with him this round?
Yeah, we were pretty close in the last race until he tried to go around me at MG there and fell off the track.
So with the E30s, with their characteristics, do you find them better at a track like this or something more like Winton, a more windy track?
I find them I mean, they have their good benefits for either track. I mean, they're really great at places like Winton because they turn really well, they handle really well, so those tight tracks like Winton are really great. Then they're loads of fun when you come to big sweeping corners and things at Phillip Island too. We had a few drops of rain in the race yesterday, but not enough to make too much of an issue. So grip this weekend has been so fine. Yeah, can't go without thanking my dad and my brother because they do all the work to my car for me. I should also make sure I thank my older brother Sean, who's not here this weekend, whose car I'm actually using after crashing my own car last year. Bell Motorsport, of course. Garagistic, Liquimolity and BMW DCM, who are sponsors of E30 Racing.
Great to see some friendly rivalries down in the Garagistic E30 BMW Drivers Cup garages. On board with Alex Jory, he doesn't get the best launch away, and it looks like Jesse Bryan's going to lead them down into turn 1.
Yeah, in the meantime, coming through the field there, we can see car 24 making up ground. That's Jeff Bowles, and also Brian Burke. Now, you might be wondering why is he back there when he actually finished across the line further up. Unfortunately, he was disqualified from race 1. We're not sure why. Maybe a weight thing with those cars, 2.5 litre BMWs, all very much the same, apart some are a production class based, others are open class, so they're a little bit different there. But it's good to see that he's making up for lost ground.
He's certainly charging through. You can see him to the outside there through Stoner Curve, and the rest of this field all in front, tightly packed. We've seen some great battles all season. They've continued on here at this round at Phillip Island. The E30 Racing Championship set for a big year in 2023. If you want to know more, check out E30 Racing on Facebook. Their website is also there. Click the links, find out about how to build one of these cars and coming up racing. You'll be in battles like this as Simon Schiff to the inside of Bowles down into MG. He almost struggled to pull that up at the apex, didn't he?
Yeah, and here of course we have Burke trying to make up ground. He's following these two, so he's going to make a move as well. Gets up the inside out of turn 11 through turn 12, and he'll get a run down the straight as well.
Yeah, he did. I think there was a little bit of hip and shoulder there for Ashley Rogers. He just put 2 wheels on the grass, and of course that slows you down through that final complex. And now look at this Burke around the outside of Bowles. The grumpy Hot Rats racing car losing a position. A great sponsor name there.
Yeah, it is.
In the results.
I tend to think that might be the one and the same driver.
Yeah, exactly. But you got to have some fun out there as they're all having great respectful racing from a lot of them. Very close, all trying to pick up those championship points and those positions. There's a lot on the line, but great respectful driving and great camaraderie as well. We've seen some different times where there's been some things befall different competitors and people are willing to help get cars back out there, work together, make sure that they maybe sometimes share parts or whatever they need to do to make sure this field gets out and gets racing. So it's a great place to be involved.
Yeah, look at Bowles was about to lose another position. Well, it took a while to get it done, but by the time they got down to turn 1, we can see that that car has got ahead of him.
I think that's Simon Leach who's been able to get past. Now we're going to look to the inside. It's not quite going to get there. Oh no, Leach runs a little bit wide, so Bowles gets the position away and back down to be able to take that one from the Spectrum Racing driver. As we look at this field further back, and a little bit of a lock up there for Cooper. So he's about the 4th or 5th person to have done that in his second 2 races.
There must be something a bit slippery there. Meanwhile, here we are back at the front of the field, and it's Brian versus Jury. Jury in second spot, looking for a way to get through and perhaps get a win up for the weekend.
Does it to the inside at Stoner Curve. That's a pretty impressive effort there. We'll see if Brian can fight back. He will.
I think Jury may go on with this, or he's ridden wide out of, or he's been run wide, let's say, out of turn 4, and now tries for the inside line through Siberia. And they'll head up towards the hay shed, and I think he's in the right position now that may be able to take this on to take him to the lead.
You can see Brian was trying to ooch across there into Siberia just to take the line away, but he had a little bit of overlap, so there wasn't much he can do, and now he's been on the wide line up over Lukey Heights. We'll see if he can dive back to the inside down in MG, but Jory cuts it off, so he takes that position away as we're on board with Bell and Leach with a big spin. Bell not sure which way to go because the car was going every direction at once, it seemed, but good avoiding driving there, so Bell picks up his position from Leach, who tumbles down the order with that little moment.
Cooper and Lim at the back of the field doing some pretty heady racing as well. It seemed to be the way that they've raced all over the 3 races.
I was going to say, these 3 have not been separated by much all weekend, have they? We keep going back to them and they're still there battling away race after race. It's great to see the fights that you can have for position. Darryl O'Neill at the moment with the top spot or the upper hand in that little battle, as Leach now back to the inside of Bell, so put in a couple of good laps. Yeah, he's been able to get back there, so good driving from Leach after that little mistake. You can just see Rory Plant in behind in the Upflow Racing number 7. They're inside the top 10, so we'll be enjoying that.
There's our race leader, Alex Jory, who has been fairly dominant since his main rival was unfortunately unable to partake in races 2 and 3. And takes checkered flag.
Yeah, brilliant result there. Was able to battle through on Brian and take it away. So after a bad start in race 2 and then being able to actually do it from the front in race 3. And as we look at this battle further back, and you can just see Cooper looking to the inside of O'Neill, not able to get there. We'll see if Cooper can get around at the final complex. I'm not sure he'll be able to. And we look down the field, you can see Ryan Carter just holding on from Leach, who runs him to the line but not quite able to get there. Great rear view there from Ryan Carter to see the closing speeds. And this battle continues as well through the final complex. Elwyn Lim, looks like Cooper's been able to get there actually, so we'll see what happens here onto the main straight. But no, very wide in the marbles, so the drive was taken away in the mid corner. So a quick look at the results. Alex Jory, Jesse Bryan, Simon Schiff, Brian Burke and Ashley Rogers rounding out your top 5 from the last race of the E30 Racing Championship for this round at Phillip Island.
Yeah, Alex Jory taking that win extends his lead to 122 points over Jeff Bowles on 94, Simon Schiff in 3rd on 88 and Jess Bryan in 4th on 85.
After the race, we caught up with Alex Jory for the round victory.
E30 champion Alex Jory, how's the weekend gone?
Yeah, it was fantastic. So great weather, great venue and some great people. So yeah, the Garagistic Championship is a really enjoyable thing to be part of. Yeah, so between races today, Bell Motorsport and the team had to change some wheel bearings and do a bit of work to get the car going again. But it all worked out well and brought home the win. So pretty happy. Yeah, it was nice track conditions today. The car was working well, so yeah, I was able to have some close battles. It's a really good crew we have, but I mean, Bell Motorsport, they prepared my car and always put it at the pointy end of the field. So yeah, can't complain. It's a great team to be part of.
We hope you've enjoyed all the highlights from the Garagistic E30 Drivers Cup here on Glenline TV. They'll be back in action in 2023, so make sure to check out their website and Facebook page for all the details. Until then, thanks for joining us. Bye for now.